Walmart has been in the headlines way too many times for it to only be January 29th. 29 days in, and I swear Walmart has been in the headlines every single day for, you know, naked babies or babies in diapers in the freezer section, and now tons and tons of shootings. I was not aware of how many shootings have transpired at Walmart since the beginning of 2024. A lot of them in the last couple days, but even on the 1st of January, there was a shooting. Let me explain to you what happened here. So this one doesn't involve a death. So there's a plus, right? That's the silver lining here. But in Maricopa County, Arizona, a shooting at a Walmart in Cave Creek has Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies searching for a male suspect who left before investigators arrived. The shooting happened around 5:15 p.m. near Cave Creek Road and Carefree Highway on January 28th. This is yesterday. Deputies responded and after further investigation discovered that an adult male went into the store, had an argument with someone from within the store. The male then left the store and upon exiting the store fired several shots at the store. He was pissed off at the building and just started randomly firing at the store. Like, I'm gonna assume there's maybe some mental issues there. It says no one was injured. The suspect has not been caught yet. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office said no more information is available right now. We know that Walmart has surveillance cameras everywhere, inside, outside, in the parking lots, all over the place, probably in employees' cars aimed at the parking lot too, who knows? But they have cameras everywhere. Unless that suspect was, you know, hoofing it on foot, they'll probably find a way to catch that suspect. Now, the other interesting one, in case anybody was curious, this one does involve a injury, if you will. I will say that all these shootings happening at Walmarts in the last few days feels connected, intertwined, if you will, but really what I hear is it's aimed, in my personal opinion, again, I'm giving you facts, but I'm also giving you opinion here. In my opinion, we have an election coming up. In my opinion, we have people who want to take away the rights of citizens to bear arms, to have guns, and everything else like that. So I do believe the places these shootings have transpired in happen to be open carry places or constitutional carry at that. So I feel like a lot of that has to do with what's coming up in November and not just people wanting to go out and shoot up a Walmart, although it could be against Walmart at the same time because Walmart, again, they are not the safest place to begin with. You don't hear stories all day long about, you know, shootings at Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, or at CVS or Walgreens, or even your regular grocery stores. Yes, there have been some horrific shootings at grocery stores. New York is one of them, Buffalo, New York. But a lot of times when you hear these things, it's weirdly Walmart in the headlines. Is it because Walmart is so lax when it comes to violence, I guess you could say? I feel like most of these locations, Walmarts themselves, do have signs up that say, you know, no weapons on the premises. Yeah, there tends to be a lot of weapons on the premises at a lot of locations. But anyway, this one, employee shot during scuffle over alleged shoplifting at Pineville Walmart. This one's out of North Carolina. A Walmart employee was shot during a fight over an alleged shoplifting attempt Sunday evening at the Pineville location. Before we go into anything else, let me just say, we've talked about it before, how employers do not want employees to play the hero, yet you also will get in trouble if you just let stuff slide. So it's one of those weird things. Do you try to stop things? Do you let things occur? Macy's, I've talked about before, Macy's in Georgia, at Mall of Georgia, there was an employee there who tried to stop a robbery. He got shot. Macy's then fired the employee for trying to stop a robbery. How does that make sense? Because it does not make sense to me, except for it comes down to the bottom line for them and their ability to be sued or their health care coverage having to cover an employee who was shot at work, whatever else. But you have too many places where they don't want you to do anything, but then if you don't do something, you get fired, you get reprimanded. If you do something, you get fired or you get reprimanded. There is no win-win at any of these locations, it seems. But this one, the incident happened just before 6:30 p.m. at the store on Pineville Matthews Road near Kettering Drive. Medics said they took one person to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The Pineville Police Department said the suspect, 32-year-old Jonathan Allen Smith. You'll ever notice that when it's a shooting suspect, they always give you the middle name, they full name it, like the three name, the serial killer way of doing it, right? They said Jonathan Allen Smith was checking out at the self-checkout when a Walmart employee realized he had not scanned his chicken or his dog food. And we talked about this before, how Walmart employees at the self-checkouts, they have that little handheld thing. They're just supposed to sit there and basically keep an eye on everybody at self-checkout. And when the scanner thing goes off because somebody tried to skip scan or something didn't run through right, it alerts the employee, and the employee is supposed to, at that point, like, stop the machine from scanning or whatever else. The employee is then supposed to go over to that customer and say, hey, it seems there's an issue with something or other, and they're supposed to, like, try to fix it without saying, hey, bro, I can tell you're trying to steal some shit right now. That's, illegal, and you shouldn't do that. So what happened is the employee brought it to Smith's attention. Smith paid for the dog food, but still didn't pay for the chicken, police said. Investigators said that was when the employee tried to grab the chicken from Smith. That's where you messed up, Ron. You should have just let him do what he got to do. Starting a scuffle between them, other Walmart employees broke up the fight. Smith left the store. Okay, Broski left the store. The one who was trying to steal everything left the store and returned shortly after with a gun near his right pocket. Smith went inside Walmart and confronted several employees, starting another fight between them. During the fight, police said the gun that Smith had in his pocket fell out, causing everyone involved to try to get control of it. One of the employees was shot in the leg when the gun went off during that scuffle. The employee who was shot was not seriously hurt. Lynda Smith, who happens to be a regular customer and is acquainted with the victim's family, told Channel 9 Glenn Counts her thoughts are with them, which is lovely. They are wonderful people. They are awesome. They will bring you anything. They are just so good. I just lost my wallet, came back the next day. They just go out of the way to help, I guess. Jonathan Smith was taken into custody by police and was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, inflicting serious injury, and misdemeanor larceny tied to the chicken. Misdemeanor larceny tied to chicken. Can you imagine your rap sheet? And it's you tried to steal chicken, and now you have a misdemeanor larceny. Not for money, not for gold, not for a car, not for anything, but for chicken. Chicken. Anyway. The fact that an employee was shot in the leg, and it was because a gun fell out of his that guy's Jonathan Smith's pocket. But Jonathan, because he brought the gun in, he will be the one charged with the shooting, even though he didn't pull the trigger or anything like that. So keep that part in mind too. If you're gonna carry, make sure you have it holstered or somewhere safe so that it can't just fall out of your pants and shoot somebody in the leg. Not the way you want to end your day there. But this Jonathan guy, he didn't sound too smart to begin with. Now this one is the big deal. All right, this one is the big deal. And again, these are all in the last couple days involving Walmarts around the country. Don't know why it's not happening at other stores. I don't know if the same people who want to get rid of the right for people to bear arms, 2A, are the same people who want to take Walmart out. Maybe they're working hand in hand together. I don't know. But man killed while defending his mother in a Walmart parking lot. Y'all see that? Man killed while defending his mother in a Walmart parking lot. According to this one in North Carolina said authorities say no charges will be filed in a fatal shooting that happened earlier this week in a Walmart parking lot. No charges will be filed in a fatal shooting, okay? According to Garner police, a gentleman named Colton Valdez was shot and killed in the parking lot of the Walmart on Fayetteville Road on Tuesday, so just not even a week ago. Valdez's family said he got into an argument with the man who killed him. They say the man was cursing and yelling at Valdez's mom as she tried to back out of a parking spot, and that's when Valdez confronted him. So he was trying to stick up for his mother, right? During the confrontation, Valdez pulled out a BB gun. And that's where Valdez messed up. The other man saw the weapon, pulled out a handgun, and opened fire. Now, brandishing a weapon is never a good thing. You should never pull out a weapon unless you're willing to fire it. I mean, there's no point in having it if you're not willing to use it. There's no point in brandishing it if you're not willing to use it. There's no point in aiming at somebody if you're not intending to shoot to kill, like plain and simple. So for Valdez to pull out a BB gun, this other gentleman not to know if his life is in danger or not to open fire, maybe that's why there's not going to be any charges filed. But you would think in that case, maybe charges should be filed against Valdez, except the shooter stayed at the scene and cooperated with police in their investigation. The victim's mother, because her son, Colton Valdez, died, said Colton was shot defending her. According to the Wake County District Attorney's Office, the shooting was justified. Authorities said the man who killed Colton Valdez believed the BB gun was a real gun that threatened his life. Therefore, he had a right to protect himself under the law and would not face criminal charges. So again, unless you are pulling out your weapon because you are planning to shoot to kill, don't pull your weapon out to start a fight. Like, you can yell. I mean, I wish people would go back to the old school days and just beat the crap out of each other with their fists. Made way more sense. I'm not gonna lie, I've been in fights in my life. Never once was a gun involved. A lot of times I hit some people because I had anger issues when I was younger. That's not the point here. The thing is, you have too many people willing to act stupid with weapons these days, which is also not helping, you know, the push for us to be able to keep our 2A, our ability to have guns, to open carry, to conceal carry, to constitutional carry, any of the carries you want to talk about. Now, this one, listen, this one is Anniston. So police are investigating a shooting that occurred at the Walmart Supercenter in Anniston, that's Alabama, I believe, on Sunday night, just last night. According to the Anniston Police Department, there was an altercation between two parties who officers believe know each other. There are no reported injuries and there is no threat to the public. The store closed because of the shooting, and then they're asking for people with information to give them a heads up. But those are numerous shootings in a short period of time. The first one of the year, in case you were curious, was in Wyoming on January 1st because of self-checkout. So Walmart shooting sees multiple people gunned down by checkout lane. I don't know how I missed this when this happened. 2 men fled the scene after shooting in Wyoming, Michigan, December 31st evening. Okay, so it came out on January 1st. So technically they ended, oh, this is a horrible pun, but they ended, you know, 2023 with a bang. Police have launched an investigation after a man and woman were shot at a Walmart checkout in Michigan. 2 men fled after the shooting in Wyoming. Just before the shooting, there was a confrontation between the male victim and 2 other suspects. One of the 2 men fired at least 10 shots, hitting the victims, who suffered non-life-threatening injuries, which means the person with the gun had a gun, but obviously doesn't know how to use it if you can fire 10 shots and not kill somebody. According to Lieutenant Andrew Kohler, the shooting occurred in the checkout area at about 6 p.m. That's a really crappy way to spend New Year's Eve. When police arrived at the store, they found the injured woman, who was treated at the scene before being taken to the hospital. While police were investigating the shooting, the male victim arrived at the hospital. Police believe that the woman was an innocent bystander and had nothing to do with the confrontation. The Wyoming Police Department said in a statement, officers located a female victim suffering from a gunshot wound inside the store. The female was treated at the scene and transported to the hospital. While investigating this incident, a male suffering from a gunshot wound arrived at an area hospital. This individual was found to be related to the incident. The suspect was armed with a handgun and described as an individual wearing a black parka-style coat with fur around the collar of the hood. So he's a bougie shooter, got it. A red sweatshirt and dark pants. A second person was seen with the suspect during this incident. This individual was wearing a black sweatshirt with white lettering across the chest, a black mask, which nowadays anybody can wear a mask and it's not supposed to be weird or whatever, and light colored pants. Walmart has been evacuated and will be closed for business, blah, 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 blah. It should be noted that this appeared to be a targeted attack towards the male. Additionally, the female was found to be an innocent bystander struck by gunfire. That was the beginning of the year. So Walmart stays in the headlines for shootings, for just drama. Walmart is the most dramatic or drama-inducing store I've ever seen, been to, heard of in my entire life. I'm at my local Walmart right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel safe at this Walmart, but there have been Walmarts of previous locations I have lived where I've had to go to Walmart and I'm like, yeah, if I go in now, it'll be dark when I come out, so we're just not going to go in there. Or there's been days where, you know, we were traveling across the country last summer and the summer before. We were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and shots rang out in the parking lot. And it's like, are you kidding me? And then not even 3 or 4 hours later, more shots rang out near a Lowe's and a Chipotle. Just, it seems to me that the uptick of random shootings is because there are people out there who possess firearms with no 2 brain cells rattling around in their head. They've only got 1, and that 1 brain cell doesn't know what to do to, you know, ensure that life isn't hectic. They walk around with these guns like they know what they're doing. They've never taken a class. They have no idea how to shoot it. They have no idea what the laws are. They're friggin' morons, and they're giving, you know, real gun owners like myself and others like y'all, I'm sure, a bad name for those of us who are gun responsible and who know how to use the firearms, who have, before they were necessary, have concealed carry permits, who've taken the courses to make sure that we know how to use the firearms safely, know how to protect ourselves, know what is or is not against the law when it comes to defending yourself or your property or whatever else. People like us, we're the ones who are going to get shafted in this whole situation because of the morons who are running around with some gun they got at a pawn store because they don't have to have any kind of permit or ID or whatever else. And they're just willy-nilly shooting up Walmarts. Like, are you kidding me right now? It's absolutely ridiculous. So I would say for those of you who have to go to Walmarts, because again, Walmart has a bad name because of the things that transpire and because, you know, the corporation itself can sometimes kind of sucks, but they do have very low prices in certain areas for people who need to be able to watch the budget, right? And then also they're the only stores in a lot of places for people to shop at. There are not always going to be other options for people to shop at. Sometimes Walmart is your only stop. So for those of you who need to frequent Walmarts, if you have a pew pew, pow pow, whatever you want to call it, I might suggest maybe keeping it on your persons at all times just to be safe. If you do not, I would suggest keeping your head on a swivel. I'm going to suggest you do that no matter what, whether you have one or not. Keep your head on a swivel. And try not to go after dark, but people do dumb crap in the light, you know. But most of these that I read were in evening hours. So maybe try to get your shopping done before the sun goes down, if possible. I wonder how many more of these we are going to see in the coming months, or hell, the coming days, because this has all happened in like 2-week time frame, except for that very last one in Wyoming. So you just never know what's happening. So just pay attention. Make sure you're paying attention to what's going on around you. Be very cognizant of your area. If you know that the Walmart you have to go to has had issues, maybe don't go alone, especially if you are a female or an older female, younger female. Female in general, I would say maybe if you're in a bad area, try not to go alone if you don't have to, or maybe even utilize that online ordering thing and that Spark delivery. Not my favorite option, but when it comes to your safety, that option wins over, you know, getting shot at in a Walmart parking lot or inside a store at a self-checkout line. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just wanted to bring it to your attention for those of you who don't know that Walmart's the new shooting range. So there's that. Squirrel Tribe, I love y'all immensely. I have like 700 things I want to bring out today, so you will see this face again. Until then, have a glorious, fabulous morning. Love you all. Bye.